Hi everybody. So I am on Hermosa Beach right now. Hopefully you can hear me. The sea is very loud today. Everything's very intense here. Externally as reflecting how it is internally. And this video is going to be about what a DNA activation feels like. Also Ascension symptoms, because that's kind of the same thing. So I've been working for a couple months on the 12-strand activation. If you don't know what that is, perhaps I'll eventually do another video or class on it or something, but it's way more to explain than I have time for in this video. So just do a internet search of 12-strand DNA. Because essentially the idea is that in the ideal human organism, the DNA code is made up of 12 strands that make up 6 helixes, rather than just the 2-strand helix that you will ordinarily see if you look up the classic idea of what a DNA code looks like. And so then when you've got the 12 strands rather than just the 2 strands, it actually makes a tube, and essentially life energy or light flows through the center of that tube like a hose. And I have downloaded a lot more information about that. Like I said, I have been for the past couple months and I've been working on it, but today was a culmination of a lot of things, and it didn't feel lovely, I will tell you. And that's when you hear ascension symptoms and when things are uncomfortable. Now, sometimes you can get activations and they feel amazing, epiphanic, orgasmic awesomeness, right? Yeah, that didn't make grammatical sense, but you know what I'm talking about. Sometimes you have activations and they're more difficult. Think butterfly coming out of the cocoon, or baby bird cracking out of egg, or even baby human being birthed from mother's womb. It's not comfortable and it's difficult. So what you usually experience, and what I experienced, was several weeks even of super intense contraction and expansion. So I would have incredible bliss, and it's kind of been speeding up. First it would be, well, Sedona really started it because the energy there is just so intense, and I had so many intense experiences there that I was kind of activated in a way I hadn't been before. So then after that, it continued, and then it got faster and faster. So over the course of a day, I would have several emotional, significant highs and lows. There are a whole bunch of seagulls right here. They actually helped with my activation this morning, which just happened a couple hundred yards down this same beach. So I'm going to show them to you when the video's done. Anyway, oh, there they go. They're flying. Hang on. Check it out. Ah, there they go. I hope you can see how awesome this is. They're right here. Very cool. Oh my gosh. Hey guys. I don't know if you guys heard that, but I said hey to one and then one squawked back at me. Seemed like it squawked back at me. Oh, there's a little girl playing with them. It's kind of a fun thing. Probably not the nicest thing to do, but to run through seagulls, have them fly. Not the nicest thing, but oh, there she goes. Watch it. Oh. Yeah, okay. Anyway, so I was having periods of incredible expansion, incredible contraction, lots of feelings of discomfort emotionally without having any real reason for it. So frustration or just anger, pain, just contraction. What it would feel like for your emotions to just lock up and contract the way it feels like when a muscle's locked up and contracted and cramped. And then today, what happened was I was awake this morning feeling really just going through some difficulty for no reason. I came down to the beach. I couldn't really do my yoga very well. I was all clumsy. When your emotions aren't very much in sync with your ideal vibration, it's hard to do yoga, especially balancing poses. And I do a lot of balancing poses when I do my morning yoga. So falling all over the place, just being generally grumpy. And then I sat down and tried to find my center and tried to connect and tried to align my chakras and activate my DNA sequence and work on the Merkabas and all that kind of stuff. And then all these seagulls flew over me. So many. It was this huge flock. I don't know if there's a bunch migrating through or something, but it was a lot. And so I could feel them against my aura. I could feel their feathers kind of tickling my aura as they went over, because you know your aura is big, especially if you're meditating. It's really big. So that was cool, and I felt kind of better because seagulls are very strongly connected to the fairy realm, which I do a lot of work with. And then I opened my eyes after I felt that and saw them flying over, and then I saw some pelicans going over the water, which always bring me awesome messages and are actually helping me make my animal communication course. And then there were 2 dolphins right in front of me, who I haven't seen those guys in a while. So it was just really nice, and I could feel that I was being supported by the natural kingdom. And so feeling a little bit better, still a little bit funky. But then I got an email from a friend who is super magical, very star-seeded, one of the most star-seeded people I have ever met. And I hadn't talked to her in several months, but her email just said, "This is you." And she sent me this video, and I will put the link to the video below this video in the info section. I think it's called The Blue People of Sirius or something, and I have never felt super strong connections to Sirius. I know that I'm a hybrid starseed, but most people are. I don't want to say I haven't met anyone who's not hybridized, but hardly ever have I met anyone who's one race of anything. Thing on Earth, thing not from Earth. So the hybridization program is pretty much what we're doing at this period in Earth's history. So it's not a surprise that I'm a hybrid. I knew that, but like I said, I'd never felt strong connection to Sirius. But I started watching this video, and hello, bee. Whoa. Kamikaze bee. And then I started getting these crazy activations. First, what happened was I felt a huge feeling of expansion in my mind, and it's as if I could feel a DNA coil uncoiling. It's like someone hit the... Here's my bee. Check him out. He's super cute. Hey, dude. What's going on? Whoa. Whoa. Hi. Don't land on me, though. Well, I guess you can land on me. Yeah. Bees represent finding the sweetness in life. The sweetness. So, this DNA strand uncoiled and activated. And as it did, I remembered, because I'm watching this video about the different races on Sirius. And I'm thinking to myself, well, I actually connect to a lot of those attributes. I hadn't known these specific characteristics of these specific races. But I'm watching like, well, yeah, that one pretty much fits, and that one pretty much fits, and that one pretty much fits. Whoa, and then the DNA coil unraveled, and I had this crazy intense memory of traveling from star system to star system, and my particular mission being to help cultivate races on a planet until it was time for their hybridization program to lock in on whatever planet this was, and then incarnating into one of them and assisting with the emancipation of the planetary consciousness. And it's funny because apparently, I'm sure that a lot of you guys watching this do the same thing, because that's what we're doing right now. So this is not just me, obviously. And you would think that it would come with a feeling of deliciousness and delight. No, it came with this intense pain. Like, it's hard. I mean, when you're first working on a hybridization of anything, it doesn't necessarily work all that well. So you've got to figure out which pieces go where and what happens. And a lot of times it's painful. So that was the first thing. And then the second thing that happened was, as I was watching more and they started talking about the race of the elves, like J.R.R. Tolkien writes, and I have had super strong connections with them all year. It started about the turn of the year. I was guided to read a bunch of stuff about his work and the race that he created, and recognized tons of synchronicities. I could probably write an entire book just about that, and realize that, yeah, that I pretty much did match up pretty darn well with that. And then other people have recognized that in me since, which had not necessarily happened before I activated this. And so at this point, I started to feel a sense of huge expansion throughout my energetic body, but it didn't feel good. It felt like someone had taken a sledgehammer to my solar plexus this morning. And I'm sitting there, I'm just like, ow, God. I mean, it felt super painful, actually. Not so much in a physical sense, but in an emotional and energetic, especially energetic sense. I'm not kidding. It felt like I was laying on the beach and someone takes a sledgehammer and goes wham right onto my solar plexus. It didn't feel great. And so then I realized what was happening. Whether or not I felt good or bad about it, I was glad to be expanding and to get more activations. And I knew that it wouldn't last for that long because nothing does, right? And so I went to the gym, and this is actually a really good thing to do if you are undergoing this, which I know a lot of you guys are because you've told me that you are, either in the waking world or the astral, because I know I've been doing a lot of dream work with a lot of you guys lately, as many light workers are. And so if you can do anything to opens up your meridian system, do. Go to the gym, work out hard. Now, I'm not talking about a little light exercise band stuff. I'm talking about lift weights until you're shaking, run until you're drenched, do stuff until your body is open. You're opening up your meridians because it helps that energy to get through. Because what actually happens is when you uncoil a new DNA coil and lock it in and activate it, it's like if you had a whole part of your circulatory system, blood-wise, that wasn't activated. Like you had this whole system of arteries and veins that weren't having blood pumped through them. So you start pumping blood through them, and then all the little capillaries start to expand for the first time. It's going to hurt. It's going to feel intense until they get used to it. And so if then you really work on them by doing whatever you need to do that opens up your meridian system, like going to nature, hanging out there, working out, going for a steam or a sauna, whatever, going for a swim, then it will make it a lot easier and go a lot faster. So I did that and it was all good. And now I'm on the other side of the expansion, so I'm just pretty excited about what's going to happen because I know I've been getting flashes back of gifts that I had when I was super little, which is just extremely high empathy, which I know I shut off because it was too intense and I wanted to be able to communicate well in the three-dimensional world. But now, since I've kind of got a handle on that, we're starting to be able to activate these more esoteric abilities all the time, not only just when we plug in, but just as a way of living. So yeah, that's the DNA activation situation, y'all. I mean, I think if it's happening for me, it's happening for a ton of you. So this is just an idea about what to expect, possibly explaining what you're going through. No, it's not going to be very long, and the more you can meditate, do yoga. I did Kundalini yoga yesterday at this amazing class taught by my friend Patricia Grube, and I had an intense emotional experience where tears started running down my face, and I don't cry. Maybe once or twice a year do I get any tears. And so I knew that was hugely activating. And ever since then, and even before then, crazy things were happening. But this is just a huge awakening time. The end of the year, everything's going on that is predicting next year and closing out things and opening new things. So hold tight, eat good food, but listen to your body. If you want junk food, go ahead and have junk food, but also eat healthy food. Make sure you're getting the healthy stuff in so you don't get derailed by the junk food. But pretty much everyone's craving junk food because it's emotionally comforting, those fats and things for your body to focus on, and it grounds you down a little bit, which is nice. So if you're craving junk food, go ahead and have it, but also make sure, like I said, you're having healthy stuff too. Anyway, here's a shot of the beach for y'all as a reward for listening to my long-winded explanation. All right, we've got ocean and people and seagulls. I'm in Hermosa. Oh, and next week I'm traveling up to, oh, there's somebody on the water, some people out there, some birds right there. I'm traveling out to Sacramento, San Francisco, and then I'm going up to Portland, and then I'm going to go across to, where am I going? Colorado, Utah, maybe Idaho, Wyoming, I think Sedona. I'm really not sure yet. I will keep you posted as I know, but I want to have gatherings everywhere I go. So I would love to have some activation sessions and group meditations and stuff like that. So stay tuned. I will keep you posted as things become firmer. Anyway, much love. Go in peace. I will end on a shot of the ocean, and I will talk to you guys again very soon.